Should be live. Okay. So, I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be learning testing today. I know a little bit about testing, and I'm trying to get better. I found this Codecademy. I have so many coffees. I have to clean my desk. Hmm. Uh, where did I put this? One second. My desk is a mess, so I have like a whole bunch of cups of coffee, and this is the one I'm drinking right now. If you guys are interested in coffee, I highly suggest you grind the beans yourself because it tastes really good. Um, so let's see. Um, so what do I have here? Did I do this? Okay, so okay, feature testing passing. Now that we've written our first test with an assert statement, we will run the test, use the error message to drive the next step in our development process. When executing a feature test that fails, errors will have messages that discuss the failure in terms of HTML, that text or button that you said you would be on the page, or HTTP, the request that this page made resulted in a 404 HTTP status because the route you requested didn't exist. Okay. Considering our poetry web app example, if we ran our test suite, we would get an error that included one failed without existing poems, page starts blank, an element could not be located on the page using the given search parameters, poem, an element could not be located on the page given the search parameters. Okay. The error message describes the issue in terms of HTML elements and tells you that the element we are expecting does not does not exist on our page. Okay. This is because we have not yet created the HTML in our HTML file. Okay. Where's my Spotify? The error message. This no, maybe it's a bit too loud. Okay. The error message describes the issue in turn. Okay. This is because we have not yet created the HTML in our index.html file using strict T test driven development approach. We would write just enough HTML code to make our test pass. Okay. Cool. When we run our test, we get a message confirming that it passed. Okay, cool. Okay, TDD test driven development. Let's see if I start doing that myself. We have written our first feature test and moved from the red to the green using TDD approach. We expected this test to pass because we created any poems as part of our test setup. Each test is discrete, isolated from the other parts of the project. Okay, so we know that the list of poems will be empty. Run the test suite in the terminal. Go to index.html and create a section under the response to the error message you received when running your test suite. Run your test suite again, and then make sure it's green. Okay, so how do I run my test suite? How do I run this? how do I run this? Okay. Get a hint. I'm just trying to see how to run. You know, that's not the hint I wanted. Form. Just trying to see, how do I run this? What do you type in the terminal to run the npm test? Okay, cool. So npm test. Okay, so let's see. An element could not be located on a page using the given search messages. Okay. Search parameter messages. Get text messages. Browser get text messages. Okay, cool. So we're here. Okay. So let's do, so if I do section, huh? What is going on here? Why is it red? That's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this because okay, section, because for some reason mine is like why is mine weird? Let's see. Huh. Okay, doesn't seem weird to me. Okay, so this here, let me save it. Oh no, I can't save it. Check work. npm test. So this will still fail, I think. Okay, but if I do id equals messages, this I think will pass. And then let's just do npm test just to test it. Okay, let's just look at it for myself. Cause assert required chai, describe user visits route. Okay, and then this is in here. Describe without existing messages. Without existing message, it starts blank. Okay, cool. Next. Okay, feature test 3 setup. Okay. Now that we are in the green, we should take a moment to consider refactoring our code. Our code is pretty basic and succinct. We won't refactor it, but we'll take a moment to consider our current code implementation. For more refactoring phase, you can try you can try learn tested mocha. Okay, doesn't have it here, but whatever. Returning to our poetry app demo. We want to write a test to check if the application saves the title and the text of a user's poem when they press the submit button. The functionality we want to test is the user enters text into a text input, the poem. Okay, the user enters text into a text input element, the poem. Okay, the user enters text into a second text input element, the title of poem. The user presses submit button. Okay, so do I make, okay, add describe in it for the second test phase. Demo poetry web app. Adding the describe. Yes, okay. So describe so describe demo poetry Demo poetry web app. Demo poetry web app. Okay, so that's describing it, and then it saves the user poem and title. Cool. Okay. Okay. Next, we want to write the setup, exercise, and validation phase of our test. In the setup phase for this test, we create variables to represent the user input to the title and poem. Okay. I'm just gonna copy these. Okay. So this, I think I do it here. In the setup phase for this test, we create variables to represent a user's input to the title poem featured on the home page. Okay. The second test. Okay. The second test would now look like this. Okay. Go to test suites. We have added. Notice that we have added. Wait. Go to the test suite for the message app. Go to the test suite. Do they mean do npm test? Why did that fail? Let's see. So go to the test suite for the message app. Okay. Go to the test suite for the message app in user. Do I have to go to this file? Notice that we have added the describe and it block for your second test. Inside those block, oh, okay. I don't think they want me to do this. I think this is just explaining. Go to the test suite for the message app. Notice that we have added the describe and it block for the second test. Okay, describe posting a message. It saves. Okay. I think all I'm doing is create a const variable named message, const message, and to hold the expected value of the message input. String, what did they mean? Create a const variable named message, okay, to hold the expected value of the message input. Set it equal to a string with a value. I don't fully know what they want. Const message. Right now I have an empty string, but I don't know what they want. I don't know if they want because that's empty. So okay, create. Okay. Oh, they're telling me what they want it. So here they tell me what they want. So they want this feature test often hit every level. And then let's. Okay, so they want this below message, create a const, okay, const author to hold the expected value, set it to username. below, set it to username equal to user name. Okay. Let me see if I do npm test if that works. Probably not. Okay, so starts blank, saves the message. Okay. Okay, I see. So this is my second description in here. So this is so here, user visits root without existing message, starts blank, posting a message. Okay, it saves the message with the alter information. Okay, since I don't have the alter information, that's probably gonna be the next part. So check work. Did you set it to they didn't tell me to set it to string. To username. I'm just gonna make it username, but I don't think that's what. Okay, so let me go next. Okay, so I'm using chai. Okay, the next step for our poetry web app is to use our browser variable for the exercise phase of the test. Okay, for the exercise phase of the test, first we will set the URL of the browser to go to the root of our project using the .url method. Okay. Next we will use the .setValue method, which sends a sequence of keystrokes to the element based on the string argument. Okay. We will use the set value to mimic a user entering the title and poem into the corresponding HTML input elements at the root of our web app. Okay, cool. The first argument passed to set value is the CSS selector that refers an HTML element, and the second argument is the value you want to assign that element. Okay, so browser.setValue input ID title. Okay, browser. Okay, in the example above, a text input with ID of title will be set to value of title. Also, the text area with ID poem will be set to value poem. Okay, the variables referred here are the ones we created in the setup phase. Okay, cool. To complete the exercise phase of our test, we would use the .click method to mimic a user clicking on the submit button. Okay. Okay, I see. So these are the three requirements that they had in the beginning. Our second test will set up an exercise phase. Now it looks like this. Okay. Saves the user home. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is an example, and then I have to do my own. Okay, so setup. I'm gonna write this because it's good for me to remember. Setup. And then here, exercise. Okay. Write the exercise phase of your second feature test for the message web app. Okay. Use the browser.url method to set the URL of the headless browser to the root. Okay, cool. Browser.url, and we have to make it a string. Okay, so I'm just gonna click check work. That should be correct. Okay. Okay. So use the browser dot set value to set the value of an HTML input element with ID author to the value of your variable named author. Okay, cool. So I'm in root. After I get to root, I do browser dot set value, and there should be wait 1 second. Use the browser dot set value to set the value of an HTML input element with the ID author. Okay, so I'm writing a test and I don't have the actual HTML part. So I don't, like, I have messages, but I don't have the input, which so I guess that's kind of how test-driven development works. You kind of do the test and you make it pass. Okay, so this is gonna be, let's see how they have it. So it's gonna be an input, not input ID equals, so ID is gonna equal message. So it's just gonna be one message, and then I'm going to set it to author, and then author is gonna be username. Okay, that should work. No. Okay. Did you use dot set value to set the value of your author and messages field? I think so. Your author. Let me see. Did I do something wrong? Do I have to submit? No. Okay. Use to set the value of an HTML input element with ID author to okay. No. HTML input with ID author to the value of, okay, now under the line you wrote use to, okay, this is different. And I'm just gonna, so I did the first step. So browser, under the line you just wrote, use browser dot set value. So text area ID message Okay, this should be correct. Yes. Okay. Browser dot click. Now use browser dot click to simulate a user clicking on an HTML input with type submit. Okay, input, and then type, okay, equals submit, and I think that's it. Okay, so I think that's correct. Now I don't have the HTML, I just have the tests. Okay, cool. Next, okay, now I have to verify. Okay, why is it cold? Okay, so feature test 2. Okay. So now that we have programmed the behavior we want to test, in the exercise phase, we will write the verification phase of our test. Okay, we will compare the actual results of the exercise code with the expected results. In the case of our poetry app, we want to verify that once a user submits a poem, the section of the app's web page that we have decided will display the poems, the poems, including the poem. We have created the element already to make our first feature test pass. It is the following line of code in our index.html file. Okay, to add an insert statement to evaluate the behavior of our feature, we will use the browser variable and .get text to return the text contents of the element with the ID poem. Okay. In the case of our poetry, we want to verify the user submits a poem in the section of the app's webpage that we have decided will display the poem included. I might finish right now. I might stop for now. Yeah, I might stop for now. I'm gonna be trying to be doing this almost every day until I finish, until probably for the next until May. So if you want to follow along, test your development. If you have suggestions, if tell me how the stream is. Normally a little bit more animated, but today I'm kind of feel a little off, but that's okay. Stuff like that happens. Anyway, everyone, good luck. Good luck with whatever web development goals you have. I hope this stream is useful. Maybe it gives you some motivation to learn. Normally, I'm gonna probably try to do somewhat more consistently. Algorithm in the morning, learning something, whatever it is. It's gonna be something in web development. So right now it's testing. Maybe eventually it's gonna be probably React Native, but that's later. Maybe Python after that, and then machine learning. But these are this is not like a quick thing. This is just things that I'm gonna be learning. So they're gonna be useful for me. In wherever I do, whatever I find. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I'll try to keep improving the stream. Let me know how the audio quality is. If it's streaming okay. And then yeah, so I'm gonna end it. And that'll be it for now. And